Hi, Brian. How are you doing today?
Great, Kate. Thanks.
Well, I am glad that you're able to join me so I could ask you about the committee that you are currently chair of, which is the Toastmasters Committee. Could you tell me and tell everyone watching, in case they don't know, what is Toastmasters and what's been going on pre-pandemic?
Okay. Toastmasters is an international organization, and it is designed to assist professionals in improving public speaking. One of our members, Terry Beard, who's very active in Rotary, wrote his book about squelched and finding his voice, and that's what Toastmasters helps us do. And our club is almost a club within a club. We're primarily Rotarians, and we meet Wednesday mornings at 7:15. We promptly end at 8:30. And we have our weekly meetings, which will involve a couple of speakers speaking from 5 to 10 minutes. And then everybody in the room gets a chance to speak on an impromptu topic. We call it a table topic. And you get 1 minute to extemporaneously share your views and practice your speaking so that you're not adding filler words or ands and ums, and you get much more comfortable at the podium, as you can see behind me in our Toastmasters meeting room. That's it.
Fantastic. So how are you able to do this? How is the committee doing right now while lockdown is happening?
Well, typically, of course, we'd meet in the Rotary offices, and our meetings an hour and 15 minutes. Usually we have 20 to 25, sometimes 30 people in attendance. And we have a list of duties. Everybody, not everybody, but every week we have somebody is assigned as the timer. Somebody is assigned as an evaluator or as delivering the inspiration. Everybody has an assignment. So usually you're participating in one way or another at every one of our meetings. And it's a great way to get to know somebody, because in hearing somebody speak, they're going to tell a story. And I have learned so much about the fellow members and Rotarians. Knowing what Dick Winger did back in junior high and high school and college in one of his stories is fascinating. So you really get to know your fellow Rotarians at a much deeper level. That I love our Tuesday luncheons. You just don't have time to sit and learn. And I could tell you 1,000 stories that I've learned about your fellow Rotarians, and for the right price, we can talk about that. So
no,
that's about it for how we work.
So how are you meeting? Are you still meeting right now? I think you are. How are you doing that?
Absolutely. We are meeting in Zoom. And I wasn't sure how that was going to work, because it's difficult to coordinate an entire room when the room is virtual. However, we've learned, and we've had somewhere between 25 and 30 members at every meeting so far since we've been meeting during the pandemic. And an advantage is, for somebody that may live in Beaverton that doesn't like to commute to Portland at 7 in the morning on a Wednesday, this is great. We've actually picked up some members who have been inactive that now we've invited back and say, come on in and join us, and we're having a great time. And it's been very surprising. We're able to keep the meetings very, very similar to our in-person meetings, which again promotes the camaraderie, the learning, and at the same time we're developing speaking skills so that when this is over, we're going to go out and knock them dead.
That's great. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful news to hear, and that makes perfect sense. That's one of the opportunities that you saw and one of the benefits that the committee has during lockdown. So I know we're all trying to, whenever we can see opportunities right now, let's take them. So I'm so glad to see that. That's great. Now looking forward, what is the committee thinking about? Is there any, I don't know if it's an opportunity so much, but do you have any needs or any asks of anybody who's watching this?
Well, right now, it's a great way to do two things. First of all, you develop speaking skills. And every single member in our club, I remember when they first joined, and they're going around the room, and there's a lot of nerves and tension. And then over time, people develop skills. And people that initially had a hard time speaking for 2 minutes without every other word being an or like, Now all of a sudden they're fluent, and it just happens because of practice. And so that's the one advantage. And then the other advantage of what was sold to me when I joined the club was you get to know 30 of your fellow Rotarians at a much more personal level. And think about it, on Tuesdays, how many times we've had our luncheons and it's like, oh, I really enjoyed that conversation with so-and-so, and I'd really like to get to know him or her better. And then the next week, maybe they're not there or you're not there, and it just gets lost in translation. And we just have this opportunity to spend some quality time with some quality people.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a perfect way to end it. So I would assume that it's all right for me to say, if anyone's interested in Toastmasters, and especially if you're sitting at home, and it's a great thing to do, weekly, Wednesdays, 7:15 a.m. Should they contact you?
Sure. And I will get you on the Zoom invite. And believe me, it's relatively painless. And people that have tried this for the first time, they're always very apprehensive and say, God, that was great, Brian. Thank you. I got a call yesterday for a half an hour from a new member, just excited to be involved. And then it's also a stepping stone for those that join that aren't in Rotary. They get a little helpful nudge to join our club.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Win, 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 win for everybody. That's great.
Sure.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. And again, I encourage people to reach out to Brian if you're interested in Toastmasters. And I hope you have a good day, Brian. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kate. I appreciate it. You have a good day too.